What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael Carrasco and I'm a futures day trader. In today's video, we're going to be going over my trading breakdown for the previous week, as well as go over my weekly analysis for the upcoming week. So without further ado, let's go jump right into the charts and show you guys what last week was like. So right here, I have my trading journal pulled up. This is TradeViz for those who are looking for a trading journal. There will be a link in the description if you guys want to sign up. So let's break it down. This week wasn't super exciting. Only traded 3 days, with 2 days being in the green, 1 day being the negative. Overall, we ended up making money this past week. As you can see, total R value for this week was 1.93. Definitely not what we were looking for. But however, we ended up in the green. A couple things to point out, especially on Friday, there was a trade that I took that I was, maybe right around 2.3, 2.4 R up in the trade, but I got a little greedy, causing me to essentially, lose money. But that's pretty much for the week. I had a total of 2, 4, 5 trades in the week, which I'm usually targeting anything under 10 trades. I don't want to be trading too much. I'm trying to keep my trades as low as possible. So I would say I pat myself in the back for that. Overall, 2 losing trades in the whole week, and then 1, 2, 3 winning trades in the whole week. So right around a little bit over 50% win rate for the week. Let's look at the overview, that way you guys can see. Yeah, so far, as you guys can see, P&L, nothing crazy. I've been trading 1 micro throughout the whole week. Profit factor 1.6. You always want that above honestly above 1.5, so we're doing pretty good. Biggest loss of $17.50 average P&L, and then, like I said, 50% profit, winning percentage, due to that 1 break-even trade that I had. But that's pretty much it for last week. A couple things that I like doing throughout the week is essentially each trade that I take, I like labeling them. That way I can see which trade setup was the best one for the whole week. So as part of my weekly analysis, we are actually going to go to the notes here. We are going to create a new note, and we're going to create a weekly analysis. Here we go. Apply that. So this will be for the week of essentially July 13 through July 18. Perfect. Save that, and then we're going to reopen it. So like I said, winning percentage, we are at 50% for last week. I like documenting this just because I feel like it's good practice, at least knowing what you guys are, the previous winning percentage is, as well as total P&L, the R value. This will essentially give me, I guess, data to see what I need to work on, what things I'm lacking at, and yeah. So best setup, let's figure out what's the best setup for us this past week. Metrics and performance. Let's go to trade analysis, win rate, tags. Here we go. So right here, I like this because essentially I like tagging all my trades with the setup that it is. And then I'll essentially do a custom range. Last 7 days, let's do custom range. So we're doing from Sunday through Saturday. So 2 demand zone, aggregated value, supply zone. So I look right here, win-loss ratio. So it looks like they were all supply zone. It was right around even. I would say the demand zone was a better trade just because I had more green trades. So for this week, that's what we are going to mark as our best set of the week. So let's go back in here. So best setup, demand zone, and then number of trades, like we said earlier, 5 trades in total. Yeah, so this part of my weekly analysis, this is where I go into the charts. So you guys remember from last video, a couple things that I look at are weekly high, weekly low, daily high, daily low, or previous day high, previous day low. And then I'm looking for key supply, not key supply, but more key support and resistance zones. And then intraday, that's where I'm looking for my key supply and demand zones that I expect price to either come back to or have a major reaction at. So let's go jump into the charts, and let's do this upcoming week's technical analysis. And we're also gonna go over our how the previous week traded, how it reacted to our zones. So and something a little different this time, I actually switched from Mac into a PC. I will actually be upgrading this PC for trading, or optimizing it for trading. So if it seems a little laggy here on the screen, that's why I ordered parts that haven't come in yet. But hopefully before the trading week begins, I'm able to put those parts in and have a faster running PC. So let's start out just so we can see a little better. We're gonna go to a 2-hour time frame just so you guys can see how price reacted in the zones that we marked tau. So as we can see here, starting 7A76, perfect. So this past week we came into the zone, we rejected off of here, we rejected off of there again. We left multiple demand zones in this zone that kept being super strong, and price essentially turned around from there, went up. We did make new all-time highs. There's still some resistance up here, so this zone will be we'll be extending that zone as well. And then yeah, so as far as last week been, we rejected of this zone pretty well multiple times. So that's a level that I'll be keeping an eye for the previous week, just to see how market reacts of that zone again, if we are to meet that zone again. So let's clear this up. Let's put up our weekly analysis. Let's start with the previous week highs. As always, we start on the weekly level. So we're gonna go to the 1 week. All right, so this previous week, I don't know how to explain how it went. I can't tell if I would say it was somewhat bearish, but at the same time it was bullish, because we had some I would say temporary sell-off in the market that caused price to come down. But overall, I think it was a pretty bullish. We found good support. At least in the beginning of the week, we sold off, then we rebounds due to economic data coming out, some tariff data, Nvidia doing pretty good. So yeah. So we got previous highs at 53.35.50. So again, we made new all-time highs. That's a level that we'll be watching throughout the coming days, coming weeks. If we go above it, we keep updating that. All right, previous day lows. This is where it gets interesting. Previous day low, boom, right here. We weren't able to take last week low, so that confirmed that it was a pretty, I would say, somewhat of a bullish week. Not really. I feel like we for the most part consolidated inside the previous week range. We didn't really, we explored price above last week highs. However, we still came back down into the range. So we have that low for last week at 62.4625. And then daily, this I always like marking Fridays lows and highs just to have as reference, and then this gets updated every single day throughout the week. So let's see how that went. So previous day lows, we have them right here. 62.76.75. And then the previous day highs, we have them at 63.30 and a quarter. So again, we didn't take previous day highs, and we pretty much sold off throughout the whole day on Friday, and then we did find a little bounce, but overall we sold off most of the day. So yeah, that's how last Friday went. So now this is where I like going into the 1 hour. Again, first let's look into the 4 hours, seeing the structure, overall structure in the markets. Overall, like I was telling you guys earlier, for the most part, we consolidated within the previous week's range. We did try to explore prices above it, but we came right back down. And again, on Friday, as you guys can see on the 4 hour, we were essentially within this range right here. That's about a 30-point range, 62, yeah, right around a 35-point range. We didn't really make any big moves the previous day. So here we go. Apart from that, let's go back down to the 1 hour. 1 hour, 2 hours, that's where I like marking my levels. Here's the 2 hours. Again, we are extending this zone right here. I was like marking the top of our HGH. As you guys can see, there's always, for some reason, some resistance there, and it just happens to sell off, and then yeah, until we break them again. All right, so for this week, levels that I am looking for, we can take this out. I'm still interested in this zone right here. You guys can see we did test this level quite a few times. So I'm looking at this right here. This is an area where I'll be interested to look for potential buys next week. So something like that. So I'm looking at that zone. That's from 62.46 and a quarter to 62.65 and right around halves, or 62.66 evens. I'm also looking at this right here. We held support pretty well around this zone. Not support, I mean, we held resistance pretty well throughout this zone. As you can see, we tested that level quite a few times and sold off from it. Now, however you guys draw this this zone, it's up to you. For me, initially I like, you know, the whatever the body, where the body begins of the last candle and the highest wick into that zone. That's where I like marking out. That's just preference, you know. I feel like it's very discretionary how you draw levels when it comes to supply and demand zones. Same thing with support and resistance zones right here. So this zone right here is 63.07 and 3/4 and 63.15 and a quarter. That's another level we held a lot of support within this zone. As you guys can see, we have 1, 2 sold off, you know, and then we came into this zone, came back in there, sold off, came back, sold off. We broke above it, hit that the ATH zone that I'm looking at, sold off again, and then we literally kept selling off from that zone on Friday. So very key level to be watching in the upcoming week. Could be a very important level, and maybe looking to sell. If we break above it, maybe buy into this ATH levels. Apart from that, there is a minor support, I guess, support and resistance zone that I'm also looking at, and that is this zone right here. This right there. Not the cleanest support and resistance zone in my opinion, but we did bounce off this zone a lot. Again, first we used it as resistance, so we got one touch there. We finally broke above it, came back into it, used it as support, sold off again, used that as support. So yeah, those will be the levels that I'll be looking at for the upcoming week. I'm pretty, the longer I've been, I guess, plotting this weekly levels down, I've been noticing that I have been getting a little better as finding key levels, and it's just because I'm looking overall at the overall market, and you're seeing how price reacts from those zones. And usually when we have a big reaction there, or if we have continuous reaction at a certain price level or price zone, that tells me, hey, okay, now I can start formulating a trade idea once we come back to those levels. And that's how I've been trading lately, and using order flow to actually confirm my entries in those trades. Now, so yeah, that's pretty much for today's video. If you guys like these weekly level videos, just let me know. Also, if you guys are interested in seeing my everyday levels, my Discord community link is in the description. Go ahead and apply. I don't want to charge anybody. I don't think I'm in the place where I can even charge anybody when it comes to having a trading community. But I made the Discord as a place for, traders that are beginning their trading journey. I also encourage, if you've been trading for a while and you're just looking for a community in general, just come join the community. It's a community that I want to build as a way for traders to communicate, learn from each other, and just find potential friends in there as well. And yeah, I just want to put that out there. If you guys are interested in joining, the link is in the description. It is an application process because I want serious traders in the community. I don't want just random people that just come in there trying to sell stuff, trying to sell fake courses and stuff like that. I want the community to be as genuine as possible. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, this is the end of the video. Please let me know what you guys think about these levels. Let me know what levels are you guys looking at for the upcoming week here on the ES futures market. And until next time, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you guys get updated with the latest and newest coming from the channel. Peace.